Hi friends, welcome back. So today we are going to start how to read newspaper for UPSC CSE exam. So newspaper is a very key role of the every human being. Everybody they should read newspaper like a continuously way because newspaper it does creating own dimension way of problem and own dimension way of creativity thoughts. If you want to read newspaper and then you can do some dimension way of techniques. Which kind of techniques you balance problem solving techniques and content gathering techniques and as well as some creative knowledge technique and as well as some utility way of techniques. If you believe or not, but newspaper it could be a dimension way of process. It could be a dimension way of process. Please do remember me. I've been reading newspaper since 4 years ago. I was started English newspaper. I do not read any other newspaper, but I would be started English newspaper. The Hindu especially I wanted to prepare. I do not prepare any other newspaper. Before I started, since 4 years back, I used to four newspapers. One, firstly the Hindu, and second one is the Indian Express, and third is the Live Mint, and fourth is Deccan Chronicle. Please do believe me. I didn't understand what is the first word in the newspaper. If I don't know some words, okay, how could I pick up some words? If I don't know, but it could be search on the dictionary. Also, I used to online only. I use Oxford Advanced Dictionary. It should be important for my words gathering. Words gathering. Please do refer. Please do. If you don't know any words, just you can pick up. Then you make a notes, and after you could should utilize some way of content. That's it. So newspaper it should be a creative thoughts about the UPSC CSE exam. You are become a civil servant. First you can make some ideas about the newspaper it should be a gathering every subject. It's like a 360 degrees dimension. If I read newspaper first, what is important, what is not. First we know about do's and don'ts. It should be important because for example if you read newspaper, the Hindu newspaper, so which kind of topics it's come from, which kind of topics where is come from. So just you can utilize. For example, we should read today's newspaper. So making sense of the MP's disqualification, for example. This kind of news come from politics, like governance also, and international relations. Yeah, just you can add some of the points. Yes, yeah. For example, caste. Just if you read newspaper and article, that's what is the subject behind that. The subject is behind the sociology, near society point of view. That's all. So I wanted to do that, but today I will teach the Hindu newspaper. Just it's my way of dimension. But I wanted to suggest you, if you are beginners for UPSC CSE exam, first we can read newspaper at least one newspaper at least 2 times. Those who are beginners, first we can read 2 times, and after 1 month you can read 1 time. If you don't know any words, just you can write the words, and if you don't know any, you are not unable to understanding the content, then you read 2 times and then you understanding some way of subjects and understanding even some way of words. That's all. That's all. Those are beginner. Firstly, they couldn't understand on the newspaper, and those are beginner. They were they were read at least they have been read at least 2 months beginner stage. Really. So everybody should be equality and everybody should be equal. Everybody is not equal, but everybody they should utilize some various ways of things. So let's get started. We are going to start the Hindu newspaper today onwards. Yes. Yeah, actually this is the Hindu newspaper. So yeah. So which kind of news, which kind of subjects we gather in. So EPFO subscribers are capital investors own other stocks. Where it is news, it news come from governance or other than, yeah, governance. Yes. So this kind of news, if you having this kind of news, is it important? Then you make a note. Then you make a note. That's all. So we don't read some of the unknown way of content. Okay, yeah, ISRO puts 360 satellite into orbit. Yeah, this is very important, the key thing, because of newspaper. It should be a part of, it should be a part of science and technology, which come from science and technology. If you know or if you don't know, but we can make notes this kind of content. Yeah. So how to collect, some students they ask me, so I couldn't collect which kind of news, is it important or is it true or truth or not. But you don't read all those content and all those word to word. Just you should skip on the question. You should skip on that. You don't read anywhere. You don't read any part on the newspaper. So please do believe me, that's not true. So yeah, because you don't read this kind of news. And this is a city newspaper. So you can read university deems corrupted by sexual harassment. Compulsory you should read this kind of news. Yeah, where do you collect it and where do content they gather. Okay. And one more thing, yeah, this is important. This news is come from you know Chief Justice of India. So it's known as judicial system. It's known as polity subjects. You know, it's known as polity subjects, conferring drastic powers upon the executive through Section 144 acceptable. Yeah, you can do refer, and also you can do refer this news. I made expert in COVID cases, hospitals run preparedness drills. Yeah, this news come from science and technology. Yeah, obviously you should do refer this kind of news. Just I wanted to give some experience. Yeah, so you can read, can refer those kind of news because it's come from intern. Yeah, this is great. This is the important news from internal security. Please do refer this kind of news. This is very important. You have to supervise on the news. You have to supervise on the news. Yeah, you can skip education plus. Okay, please you don't read states. You can do some of the announcements. Yeah, this is important. Air pollution. You can do refer, and as well as, yeah, you can do refer. Already I had discussed about this. Already I discussed about this situation. So religious based quota violates the constitution says in Karnataka. Yeah, it's mostly it's come from society background, Indian society's background. So please do refer this news. This I wanted to supporting you. If you know, just if you can read news, if you can read this news, and if you can make some points, don't copy on this total content. Okay, and we go to another part. Yeah, we go to this is the most weaponable part. Editorial. Editorial is the most essential. At least you can spend. Yes, you can spend around as 1.5 hours on this editorial. Editorial is it should be important. Please do believe me. Making sense of the disqualification of Lok Sabha. Yeah, this is also from Polity background. So compulsory we should read, and if you can make notes, what is the content there and which kind of content I will write, which kind of content I make. So I'm making some notes. So you can do refer. This is the important for politicians and governance parts. So please do refer. If you know or if you do not know, first you can make notes. So this is important. But you don't read all those parts in the paper. Just you can do removing some pages. You don't refer because already it should be done. Because if you can read syllabus page in civil services, and then if you can start your preparation beginner stage. Okay, this is the important news. Yes, if you can make, okay, from polytechnic governance, and if you can go the opposition is take the grunter. This is also important for political issue. If you can read this newspaper, it does come from political relevance and political issue. Okay, and also work in progress. The opposition reduce the, you don't please do skip on this news. It doesn't impact. Please do skip. Don't focus on this kind of news. Okay. So this is important. In two deep, Sri Lanka's partners must help it navigate the difficult economic. So its news come from the its news mostly come from the international relations. If you can read, must you do focus on the what is the content on this news, what and why and where, how this five steps. If you can do remember in your mind. Okay, this is best and this is the consequence way of news. So do refer. Can then go to another page. This is important page. Opinion. Editorial page and opinion page is most important. It's most important. You can if you can think in your perspective and then you do write some notes. If you couldn't write notes, sometimes you were a lot of couldn't understand. So please do refer and you can make notes. After 6 months, you don't write any newspaper. You don't write any making notes in this newspaper, because if you can read this kind of magazine, this kind of Hindu, then you go to directly go through the Vision Monthly magazine and PT 365 or Mains 365. Yeah, that's my experience. So the cost of insurance based funding. Actually, the cost of insurance-based funding is nothing but economic development. It's known as economic subjects, mostly economic subjects. Okay, the cost of insurance-based funding, mostly economic subject. Okay, compulsory you can read. So this kind of news, yeah, this kind of news it should be important. Then you write. This come from internet, but international. This known as science and technology. This do refer this news. This is very important news. If you know or if not, but before pandemic time, so everybody they should use it to UPI payments, because we didn't go to outside in due to the pandemic time. So that's we aren't able to near any banks, and we aren't able to near any ATMs. That's if we should use Paytm and UPI payments. That's all. Yeah, you don't refer. Okay, you don't refer. Yeah, you can refer this news understanding of IMF. IMF nothing but already if you know. Yeah, monetary policy, the International Monetary Policy Fund compulsory. You should refer this kind of notes. Yeah, 3 billions of ballot plan in Sri Lanka, struggling economic. International Monetary Fund officials are also negotiations. Please do refer. Why do nations seek an International Monetary Fund ballots? Countries seek to help from international monetary funds, usually when their economic factor major macroeconomic risk. So please do refer. I wanted to support. Okay, just if you can make notes, just few of and you don't write and make notes at least 4 to 5 pages. If you can take any editorial, some of the people, some of the bodies, they need to write at least 4 to 5 papers. You don't write any 4 to 5 papers on this newspaper. You can write at least 1 page. You don't write just half page also. It should be enough. You don't write all those pages. Okay, okay, right. So you don't refer this news. You don't read. You don't read. This is important. What is the biomarker? This is a very important bio transformation technology and how can reduce packaging waste. So it's come from technological background, bio transformation technology. So plastic waste. So this is the important news. You do refer plastic wastage. So this news come from science and technology. Okay, what is the plastic waste? So India already it has been banned. Government of India already it was banned on this plastic waste. So why do we need it? Why do we need it? And what is the biotransforming technology? The biotransforming technology is a novel approach to ensure plastic that escape. Okay, refuse to streams are proposed efficiency and broken down. Okay, why do you need it, and where can this technology use in this being used in India? You can do refer this news. Okay, and you don't read this news. Okay. Now, so yeah, this is important. Please do refer. This it's come from international relations. Mostly it should be used. Please do refer at least once. Yeah, you don't read political, no local political news. Just you can read national political and Indian political. So yeah, this is important from international. This is very important news from ISRO. So technological background. Okay, science and technology. So please do refer. Gangayaan mission, upcoming mission with the successful launch on web computers. Please do refer this news with a roaring sound LVM-3 and the heaviest payload rocket of the India Space Research Organization carrying 36 OneWeb satellite board. Please do refer. This is important. So also you do refer this kind of news. This is come from technological background. World news. Yeah, this is important from international relations. Please do refer. It should be important. It should be very important. Please do refer. Okay, you don't refer. Yeah, you can read just some of the script. Okay, from sports page. UPSC they ask a lot of questions. They aren't ask a lot of questions on this sports page. Just can do refer important steps, important points. Okay. So I think 2022 sports news, two questions. It came in civil services prelims paper. Okay, yeah, newspaper it should be done. So this is the step into the move forward through the newspaper reading. So please, if you can make notes, if you can make notes in your way of point of view. So this is to my best way to step into the way forward on this newspaper. Without newspaper, we couldn't able to step into the move forward. Please, you can do refer, you can make notes. Just if you read newspaper, any newspaper, just if you can think of 360 dimension. So newspaper is those covering at least 6 subjects in a day, 6 to 7 subjects. Various subjects there. So to refer and it's like a consolidated way of technique. Everybody they wouldn't know how to preparing for UPSC and how to uh, newspaper, how to preparing for newspaper. So they wouldn't know. Some people they would read a lot. Some people they wouldn't read a lot. Some people they would make a notes. Some mistakes they were taking already some mistakes. So please you don't read all those paper. Just you can read. Uh, if you if you know or if you don't know, first you can read 10 to 20 times UPSC syllabus must if you can mug up on that paper. No? Yeah. After if you can try to get an understanding how to weigh of convents on this newspaper. So newspaper it should be build our knowledge and build our subjectical thing. So mostly 2022 and 2021, 2020 these 3 years back papers, 3 years previous papers already they were asked about asking about international relations mostly. Most of the questions they came from newspaper. To know or if you don't know, first you can pick up. How do you pick up? You can pick up in your way of point of view. That's all. So that's I shared with my experience. Everybody they don't know. First if you can make and if you can believe. First just if you can think, think, think. Be careful in newspaper. You can think only, especially for UPSC CSE prelims and previous papers. So without newspaper, we aren't able to find out any questions and answers. We aren't able to crack any exams. This is the truth. This is the fact. If you know or if you do not know, first if you can make some notes. Really newspaper is a very protagonist way of subject and protagonist way of thinking capability. Newspaper it should be 360 dimensional. If it can give the some subjectical knowledge, if it can give the understanding capability and as well as thinking capability and as well as it can give desirable making knowledge and is known as everybody the wisdom, everybody they think efficiency and efficacy of or they will improve already. It has to be done, it has to be done about some fundamental principles of pick up in newspaper should be important. You don't read newspaper total all part, you can skip all those some papers. So if you, first you can read 4 to 5 times UPSC CSE syllabus and then you start reading in newspaper without without syllabus, without UPSC CS syllabus. You couldn't find out which kind of content or which kind of statements where it does come from, where it does come from any subject. If there is no any subject, but if you can read thoroughly, understanding capability of syllabus, and then you make find out okay, this is come from sociology, this is come from international relations, this is come from polity, this is come from social justice, this is come from internal security, yeah, this come from disaster management, this come from economy, okay, this come from ecological environment. So it's to be that please do refer this kind of way of expression and way of following. So that's I shared with my newspaper ability and newspaper capability of knowledge. Newspaper should be important. You do refer mostly. So that's I do something about my key pillar of steps I shared with you. That's all. So please do refer. I help you. So newspaper should be important. You don't read. You don't read newspaper firstly. If you can read UPSC CSE syllabus and then you can start a newspaper. So that's able to find you. That's able to express my experience. So thank you very much. So please first you can read. You can take printout UPSC CSC and after you can start your newspaper reading. So thank you very much for this kind of opportunity. So thank you very much.